Hey guys, it's Rads here, the man, the myth, the legend, the guy who recently just started eating more brown rice, eggs, lettuce, chicken, mashed potato, and milk in order to get himself buffed up. Anyway, enough of me. I'm here to bring you guys a brand new video. In today's video, I'm actually going to be discussing a drama that has been happening within an anime dubbing company known as Funimation. The situation has been unfolding over the past few months, and I think it's about time for me to get my few cents in on the matter. So sit back, relax, and enjoy a bit of a ranty video. Now obviously, everyone's going to have to know the situation because it's a bit of a long one, so get ready, strap yourselves in, it's going to be a bit of a big one, because there's a lot to unpack here. A voice actor called Vic Mignogna was recently accused of sexual assault and pedophilia. It was done by a trio of femtards on Anime Network or some other gay shit, I can't remember. And it's an interesting coincidence given the fact that these guys decided to come out with these accusations shortly after Dragon Ball Super Broly is released in cinemas. Naturally, as with anyone who wants to accuse someone of sexual assault, no evidence is given, and every bit of evidence that has been uncovered is showing everyone that it's becoming increasingly obvious that these accusations are most likely false. Vic comes out with a couple of statements, and they are really long, so get ready, here we go. This is heartbreaking. Over the course of a few days, a number of comments and allegations have been voiced on social media. I'd like to share my thoughts. Homophobic? No. Some of my dearest friends are members of the LGBT community, including several that have been brought onto my production family on Star Trek Continues. This is a blatantly false statement. I said many years ago that I didn't think a particular character I voiced was gay, contrary to what some of the fans believed. Not because it matters to me at all, but because I was told that this was the case. I also elected not to autograph Yaoi, not because I am a homophobic, but because I didn't wish to sign material that was not canon. Wow, that's pretty funny actually. Anti-Semitic? I couldn't even grasp where this was coming from until someone pointed me to a moment years ago where I was in a panel and referred to a bunch of noise coming from another room jokingly as a Holocaust. As I said then, it was a metaphor for Armageddon, death and mass destruction, but not the Holocaust. Could I have chosen a different word? Sure, in retrospect I could have, and of course I am sorry that it offended anyone. I sincerely apologise to any convention staff who ever felt I was anything less than kind and grateful to be included in their event. Unknown to most staffers, contractual agreements made in advance with cons were occasionally not honoured when I arrived, and that made me frustrated. That does not excuse making anyone feel badly, and I am deeply sorry. I would also like to sincerely apologise to anyone who ever felt my interaction with them, a hug or a kiss on the cheek or forehead, was crossing the line. Never in a million years would I intend to make anyone feel uncomfortable. Rather, it was meant to show gratitude or support. I come from an affectionately expressive family where such displays are commonplace, but I understand that not everyone feels the same way, hence I will not be interacting in the same way with my fans in the future. Understand that this is the climate we live in and this is how it has to be. To my fans who ask me for hugs, etc., but please know that I am no less grateful to or supportive of you. Finally, any allegations of sexual assault, sexual harassment, or most disturbingly pedophilia are completely and utterly false. My heart weeps for anyone who endures a violation of this kind. So to be accused of harming others in this way, I have no words. Sincerely, Vic Mignogna. He put out several other statements as well, but they're really long and I don't really want to waste my time reading them to you guys, so we'll move on. Another voice actor known as Monica Real sent a tweet out saying that she quote-unquote believed all women. You know, guilty until proven innocent, because when has that ever not worked? I mean, come on. The Salem witch trials. She ended up getting a lot of backlash for this, and she then started threatening everyone with lawyers and shit. She kept sending out the exact same tweet that read the exact same way each and every time. It was almost like a bot was sending it out or something. Given Monica's actions clearly being against Funimation's policies and terms and conditions, they decided to fire Vic Mignogna of all people. Another voice actor known as Jamie Marchi threatens to want to have Vic's head on a spike and all sorts of other shit. And it actually comes out that Jamie Marchi might actually be a pedophile, and the case is currently going to court. And in the end, in response to this, Jamie Marchi and Funimation did the most rational thing they could ever do. They put out statements explaining that these allegations were blatantly false. Nah, I'm just kidding, guys. They shadow banned the person accusing them of it. Sean Schemmel, you guys may know him as the voice actor of Goku, decides to get in some shit by sending out tweets saying he sides with Monica and he calls the fans assholes. Naturally, he got a large amount of backlash for it. I wonder why, guys? And he ends up saying that the fans lack critical thinking skills. One fan confronts Sean and says that no evidence has been presented. Sean says, wrong. He then later deletes the tweets and says he will no longer be talking about the incident until a hoax involving swatting from the people who supported Vic came out. And when this happened, Sean had a full-on Twitter meltdown and then privated his Twitter once he realized the whole thing was fake. Monica then came out with a statement that people have speculated her lawyer may have put together. Again, no evidence is given, but it's just a bunch of shit about Vic Mignogna being sexually harassing her or whatever. Vic then comes out and says he is finally going to sue Funimation and a GoFundMe has been started. I will link that GoFundMe to the description if anyone is interested. Okay guys, so there is a lot to unpack here. This situation is fucking massive and it goes on for ages and the whole thing is fucking Game of Thrones at this point. And now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to to turn this over to Ultimos so he can give me his opinion on the situation, before I give my 2 cents on the matter.
Hello everyone, thank you for having me, Rads. It's a pleasure as always. Anyway, in regards to recent allegations towards Vic Mignogna, I personally feel that it is heartbreaking to say the least. Now, I haven't personally met the man, but I can honestly say I see him as a genuine Christian human being, or let's not even include Christian, I feel like he's a genuine and kind human being. I appreciate him keeping his silence as a mature adult, as the pathetic Funimation VAs constantly insult and berate him of allegations that were later proven false with no evidence to back it up. My favorite voice actors, from Sean Schemmel to Sonny Strat to Chris Rager, all taking Monica's side just because they worked with her for years. Now, decades of course, but I still feel like that is pathetic and sad. I also find it amazing that regardless of all the false allegations and fake swatting, people still take the time to talk shit about Vic, regardless of him keeping his silence and being mature about the situation, to the point where even Monica's fiance, Ron Toy, has been threatening Vic. I've also looked at Monica's statement, which had a couple of red flags as well. I am happy though that Vic was able to get a law firm to #kickback and get this situation resolved. And with an addition to setting up a GoFundMe page in which 100% of the funds will go to the Salvation Army Dallas domestic violence and abuse shelters. Regardless of him doing this, his fellow voice actors still talk trash about him, stating that it is a scam when his friend and lawyer, Nick, is holding accountable for the GoFundMe page. Because if he lied about this, he would lose his license in regards to law. Overall, I feel like this situation has gone too far, and I honestly hope the best for Vic Mignogna. If you are watching this, Vic, know that we stand beside you in this difficult time. Thank you again, Rads, for having me, and this is where I take my leave. Take care, everyone.
Thank you very much, Ultimos. Ultimos is always well informed on the situation, as he is an aspiring voice actor who has been keeping tabs on the situation and keeping me up to date as everything's been starting to develop. Ultimos' channel will be in the description below. He does amazing artwork and commissions. Artwork, I would go so far as to say, is better than mine, and that's rare because I have the best artwork in the world. Just kidding, Ultimos, please don't sue me. And anyway, now onto my opinion on the situation. Let's start with Sean Schemmel, because I reckon that the shit that he has done has been probably the worst out of any of them. Well, the second worst, actually, if it turns out what Jamie Marchi has done is actually true. Sean claims to have evidence that Vic could be a pedophile. He claims to have evidence of sexual assault, whatever you want to call it. So he's holding this evidence. If he does have it, let's assume for a moment that he does have it, then he's got evidence that fucking Vic is a pedophile, and he's not doing anything about it. He's just sitting there with his thumb in his ass doing fuck all. When in reality, what he should be doing is going to the fucking cops, like any sane person would. And the same goes for every other person at Funimation. Why on earth would you withhold evidence that someone is a pedophile and then not do anything about it? Okay, so company etiquette rules, whatever the fuck you want to call it, 101, guys. If someone in your company has found out to be sexually harassing someone or could be a pedophile, you know what to do. You don't just fire that person. Fuck firing that person. That person's not, that's the least of that person's worries. They're going to fucking jail. That's what's happening. But nah, Funimation doesn't really care. They're just sitting there being like, well, we fired him. Good enough. I mean, if Vic is actually a pedophile, then they just let a fucking pedophile get off scot-free. He's not a pedophile, by the way, but for say, for example, that he is. They just let a pedophile get off scot-free. I'm a little bit genuinely concerned how they're actually going to deal with real pedophiles. And this brings me on to my next point. Jamie Marchi could be a pedophile. I mean, this case is going to court, for fuck's sake. It wouldn't be going to court if the accusations were false, would it? So if this case does turn out to be true, then Funimation could potentially be harbouring real pedophiles. This is so fucked up beyond the like most fucked degree. It's just so fucked up. And I don't even want to get started on Monica Rial. There's so much shit that I could say about her, but really all she is doing is basically backstabbed Vic for whatever reason or another, and obviously she's aware that everyone sees through her bullshit, so she's basically shutting herself down and closing herself off to all criticism, as you would do as a person who's openly lying through their fucking teeth. But it's just so fucked up, guys. I don't know how else to say it. It's so fucked up. Anyway, the lawsuit between Vic and Funimation is on, guys, and if you guys want to go support Vic's GoFundMe, go ahead and do it. For those of you who are unaware who Funimation really is and why I'm actually talking about them, why I give a shit about this random voice acting company that dubs animes into English, well, because they're the ones who do Dragon Ball Z, okay? They're the ones who translate it into the English dub. Well, probably not for much fucking longer, to tell you the truth. Like, if these accusations turned out to be true, I don't know about you guys, but I'm watching the Japanese dub. I don't give a fuck. You know what? Fuck it. Bring the fucking ocean dub back. Bring the fucking big green dub back. I don't give a fuck. Like, those dubs are so shit, but I don't really care because, like, at this point, I would support absolutely anyone except Funimation right now. Seriously. Anyway, so I'm no longer going to be supporting Funimation financially at all. I may not buy the DVD because of Dragon Ball Super Broly, because then I'd be supporting Funimation. But maybe I'll wait until this whole situation finally comes to an end, and then I will consider myself buying the film. This is not the end of Dragon Ball for me. I'm gonna love Dragon Ball forever. The English dub now at this point is probably not really worth my time, because I'm listening to people who have withheld evidence that someone is a pedophile, or they are actively lying and know that there is no evidence, in which case they're absolutely fucked up. So yeah, Sean Schemmel, you honestly, I'm not gonna knock your performance of Goku, because you're really good at performing Goku, but mate, as a person, I've just lost all fucking respect for you. I don't have any respect for you anymore, Sean. I really just don't give a fuck at this point. Like, just fuck off. Like, I don't care if you leave the show, or, you know, whatever. Like, you're such a cunt at this point, Sean. I don't care if you get kicked off the show, mate. I really don't. I sent you a video on Twitter, for fuck's sake. You never replied to it, obviously, and you ended up privating your Twitter. Fuck me, Sean. And this brings me on to my last point, and that is that if the situation of Funimation potentially holding real pedophiles in their company, and I reckon the commentary community should get involved in this, because that's fucked up. And everyone in the commentary community is, you know, doing everything they can to stop pedophiles in the commentary community, because that's been a problem for a while now. But yet, these guys, you know, at the moment, they're not really aware of it. But it's a pretty big deal if it turns out that these accusations against Jamie Marchi are true. Yeah, Keemstar, can you get on it, please? Drama Alert Nation. Anyway, I think I've said all there is to really say about this situation. I've just about covered everything. But yeah, I guess that was a bit of a ranty video for you guys, but who doesn't like ranty Rads? That's who he is now, and now I'm declaring it now. He is called Ranty Rads. He's like normal Rads, but evil. I don't really have to say anything else. Thank you guys so much for watching. Once again, Vic's GoFundMe is in the description below, and so is Ultimo's YouTube channel. Go subscribe to him, show him some love, let him know that Rad sent you, and obviously support Vic Mignogna in his cause if you feel like it. Again, it's up to you, nobody's forcing you to donate. And yeah, that's going to be the end of today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.